Hey guys, welcome to my LS. Judgy Rob. Just a basic drive to work today. Depending on the time, it might go a little bit longer, but I'm not really sure of that. Just left it a little bit late. So, welcome to sunny Queensland. Have a look at the temperature. Currently, the outside temperature is 24 degrees. That's Celsius. There's not a cloud in the sky, which is really nice. Here we go. Pull up for a second and check it, and after that I can't check the screen. Awesome. All right, I've got this I've got my phone set up on a gimbal, set up on a tripod on my passenger seat. The gimbal seems to work really well to take out a lot of the shakes. The fact that it's sitting on the seat might cause a few little bumps, but outside of that, it's done really well. Today I have no intention of going under extremely low bridges. That was a bit of a worry yesterday. I need to top up my water reservoir. Oh no, I need to get back home. I forgot my laptop. Fortunate, caught the lights. There's the closest thing to a tricycle we have here. It's a mobility scooter for people that have difficulties walking or travelling around. They're usually electric powered. They have to be road registered, so they're made sure that they're roadworthy and safe to be on the road. But it's certainly helpful for a lot of elderly people and some younger people that have got mobility issues. Certainly like to move around a bit, don't you? This gimbal's got a mind of its own. It wants to look at different things by itself. Maybe it's the level I've set it on. Or the angle that I've set the tripod on. The area straight ahead of me is a 50s and above living area, housing estate that people aged 50 and above live in. I suppose it'd be nice and quiet. Okay, I'm going to leave you for 5 minutes. Go inside and get my laptop. Otherwise I'll get in trouble when I get to work. Off we go again. And away we go again. Sorry about that. See nice parts of my local community, a variety of different housing styles, a variety of different age of houses. Alrighty, off to work we go. So welcome to my channel, Judgy Rob. Driving live streams. Decided to stop doing the driving into the country areas at night. It doesn't really show much. It's rather boring, I'd say. So I'll stick to the basic city driving, so you get to see some of the lights and the different scenes. It's currently 12:42 p.m. on Tuesday, the 7th of September. So guys, as I've pinned on the top of my LS, you can see that if you type in JR, Nightbot will drop you a link. If you have a jacket, feel free to drop your link. Currently I can't access my phone, my device to drop links, so you'll need to do it yourself. So please connect with each other. And also please connect with my members. Riz's Life Journey, Healer 777 Mix TV, Paps Print TV, very supportive people in my community. Both Rizza and Healer both do live streams. Healer does live streams daily, twice a day, and Rizza does mainly after work weeks, done on a Friday, Saturday. Unless we're out driving somewhere. Fair bit of traffic on the road this afternoon. Move across into the middle lane. Try to make a little Land Rover friend behind me happy, but I'm not really fussed. She can wait. Very impatient young lady. I hope she remembers to slow down at the speed camera ahead. It's quite warm in this car today. Being a black car in a hot sun, tends to heat up. Trying to minimise the amount of wind noise with you guys today. And using my headset to see if that eliminates lot of the wind noise I had over the last couple of days. If that doesn't work, I'll put a microphone foam cover over it to make sure it reduces noise. I've actually got a couple of days off this next week, Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday's our daughter's 18th birthday, so working afternoons is very unsociable and doesn't allow us to go out for dinner as a family. So I've taken a few days holidays so I can spend some time with the family and celebrate my daughter's birthday on Tuesday. There's a very nice old car, done up as a hot rod. Very beautiful condition. Say 1920s. It's really interesting when you're out driving what different cars and different vehicles you see on the road. And examples like that one we just drove past is really nice. A lot of us out there in the world take driving as a passion and our cars as a passion. I like driving. I haven't really owned a car that I can say that I treat as a hobby or a passion. I just like getting out and about. New Kia Stinger V6 turbocharged car, very fast car. Our police force use it as an undercover car now. So you might think you're on the road by yourself, but there's lots of unmarked police cars on the road. So it's always best to stick with the road rules. Alrighty, we'll get in front of this truck. Hopefully nothing comes out of this ute in front of us. It was made law in Queensland quite a few years ago that all trailers and trucks and utilities, as the one in front, have to have a cargo net over their loads to make sure nothing falls out. You can actually get a fine for that, even though he's got it tied down. He or she, they still need to have it covered by a cargo net. Alrighty, we got in front of that truck. I'll just move back into the middle. Up to some roadworks. This is a part of the Pacific Highway we're currently on, so M1. and the Pacific Highway actually travels quite a distance around Australia. Changes its name a few times, but the M1 is Motorway 1, and if it's A1 it's Arterial 1. So we're coming into a roadwork zone, so we'll slow down to 80 kilometres an hour. The nice little hot rod is going to come up past us on the right hand side. If I slow down a bit, it might. Yeah, very beautiful car. Yeah, very beautiful car. Within Australia and different states and territories, you can have a project car that you only drive once a weekend or when it's dry. You're allowed to have what they call club registration for those cars. So instead of your registration costing $900 to $1,000 a year, you only pay a fraction of that. But you're only allowed to be out on the road X amount of times a year, depending on what the registration allows you. Most of the car registration in Australia has a form of third-party accident insurance attached to it, and that's where most of the costs are involved with registration. So should you cause an accident or someone else have an accident, it helps pay for their medical. So it won't be long now where this road is finally finished. It seems like a little bit of work to do on both sides with some temporary barriers still in place, but I'm sure they'll get that wrapped up pretty quick. The walls you see on either side of the motorway are designed as a soundproof barrier to eliminate noise. If your housing is next door to the motorway, it tries to reduce the sound that you hear, so you don't hear lots of thousands of cars and trucks driving past all the time. So here's where the motorway diverts onto the gateway, and I'm going to stay on the Pacific motorway and drive through the city. The other way is much quicker at this time of day. It'll save probably 12 to 15 minutes. But I'm in no hurry. I always leave at a reasonable time to allow for incidents on the road. A clean run for me to work would be about 40 minutes. I work approximately 50 kilometres away from home. But most of the times I allow myself an hour and a half to get to work, and that then gives me more than enough time should there be a traffic jam or a road incident. It still allows me time to get to work on time. Big love shout out to everyone in the house. Unfortunately, I can't see how many people are out there. I've set the camera up in such a way that I can't actually see the screen. That's good for two reasons. One, for safety, and two, to abide by the law. Throughout Queensland, we have a number of thousands of cameras all over the place, and they watch people's eye movement. So if you've got a phone in your lap and you think no one's going to see the fact that you've got a phone and you're operating a phone while driving, the cameras actually detect your eye movement dropping down to your phone constantly, and therefore they'll issue you with a fine for operating a phone while driving. They show some comparisons on operating a phone, like texting while you drive, in comparison to people drink driving, so people that are driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. It can actually be far greater. There's a local police on the road with speed camera. It can actually be far greater a distraction than someone that's drinking or driving under the influence. So if you think operating your phone while you're clear and free of drugs and alcohol is safe to do, it's not. It's not safe to do any time. It takes your eyes off the road for a split second, and while you're travelling at 100 kilometres an hour, you have a 1 to 3 second reaction time for the car in front. They always advise you while driving at speed to stay 3 seconds behind the car in front of you. How do you do that? You pick a landmark they drive past and you count 1 1,000. So 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000. So currently I'm 6 seconds behind the silver car in front of me. Unfortunately, when you get into traffic, people cut into your distance, your safe distance that you allow yourself, and unfortunately you just need to slow down a little bit yourself. That's our city of Brisbane in the background. It's not a large city. Brisbane City is built around the Brisbane River that like it snakes through Brisbane City itself, so it's like a bit of an S-bend. By having the river built, or the city built around the river, it adds the different transport modes, so ferry services. Brisbane operates a ferry service that just crosses the river, so from point to point, a little small ferry on many of the areas, and they also have ferries that travel the length of the public transport system on the river itself, and that can be quite a good tourist attraction. So if you've got friends that come into Queensland and they haven't seen much of the state, or they haven't seen much of Brisbane, it's really nice to go out on the public transport ferries. You can sit out on the deck at the back and get to see the city, or stand up on the front deck and see the city go by. It can be quite pleasant. We have a hidden speed camera just up here on our right. They hide it by trees, but everyone knows about it, so everyone slows down. Occasionally it'll catch out people that get complacent when they're driving. I'm not sure about other countries and what the speeding fines and the road infringement fines are worth, but they're very expensive in Australia. they make them expensive to deter you from speeding and doing the wrong thing. It's also used as a revenue boost for the country or for the state. And in Queensland we operate on a point system. I think most of Australia operates on a point system. You either start with 12 points, and for every infringement or every breach of the law you do whilst driving, you lose a certain number of points. Once you've lost your 12 points or gained 12 points, depending on your state, you lose your licence. But for me, for someone that has to travel vast distance to get to work, public transport's not really an option. I could get a train in to work. I could get a train home, but it's very awkward. It makes life very awkward without a car in Australia. There's always some people that don't care and like to zoom about. It's people like that cause some serious accidents. Alright, we're coming into a bit of congestion. I'm going to go into the right lane. Try and keep up to speed. And we'll go through the heart of Brisbane, through Turbot Street. So now you can see there's a river on both sides of me. This is where the river bends around and goes around to the other part of the city. Reduce that speed. The building on the right hand side, the multiplex, Queen's Wharf, is a new casino getting built. There is a few casinos in Brisbane, or not Brisbane, in Queensland. There's one in Townsville, as far as I know. There is the Treasury Casino, which is the old building just past the bridge, just on the right hand side. And then the one on the Gold Coast. Used to be called Jupiter's Casino, but now it's called Star. Alrighty, we go through the heart of Brisbane itself. I like to come this way at times. It sort of slows down the pace a little bit. So our current restrictions in Queensland is that it's mandatory wearing a face mask whilst in areas that you can't socially distance. The aim of the country is to get everyone vaccinated. I'm 100% vaccinated at the moment, or I am 100% vaccinated. My wife and daughter have both had their first vaccination. So hopefully, I think Australia as a whole is sitting on 36% fully vaccinated. And once the country gets up around 70 to 80% fully vaccinated, they might start backing off some of the restrictions. This area around here is a law district, so where a lot of the state courts, Queensland state courthouses are. Up on the left hand side, a lot of motorcycle parking, so we do have lots of motorcycles in Australia. Not as much as other countries, but certainly a lot. And the young gentleman on a scooter, that seems to be the latest trend in and around Brisbane at the moment. Lots of electric scooters. They're a communal use scooter. I think you use your phone or an app on your phone to pay for it. You can use it for X amount of time. I think it's about $8 an hour, I think. I'm not 100% certain. It might be more than that, I'm not really sure. So I can't quote it. I'll find out and I'll let you know next time. There's also electric bikes, pedal assisted electric bikes. So there's a number of companies. There's an orange branded company, a purple branded company. A lot of people have their own private ones. I suppose in today's day and age, it's probably a nice way of getting around without having to catch public transport and put yourself at risk of coming in contact with other people that may be unwell. Alright, you want to get into the right lane. Catching all the traffic lights today. That's another good reason to allow yourself plenty of time to get to work. So a mega love shout out to everyone in the house. Thank you for joining my live stream. My name's Judgy Rob. My channel's name's Judgy Rob. Please feel free to connect to each other. Type in JR and Lightbot will drop your link. Feel free to, if you have a jacket, feel free to drop your link for your premieres or your live streams. I like the YT community. It's a way of connecting with people all across the world. I've got some really nice friends in America, in the Philippines, Nigeria. So there's plenty of good channels out there, all trying to help each other within their own communities, and as you get into their communities, they welcome you with open arms. So, you know, that's what life's about, getting out there and being connected, sharing ideas, sharing life experience, sharing cooking and other interests that we all have. Let's pop out of this lane. There's always someone trying to park along here, so it makes traffic a bit slower. And my aim is to get into the far right lane eventually. But for the time being, I'll stay where I am. So to keep free flowing traffic, our public transport buses, it is a law that if a transport bus is indicating the right to come away from the curb, that it's mandatory that you stop and let the bus go through. Everyone thinks it's a courtesy the bus is indicating, trying to get out of traffic, and they think it's a courtesy that you let it come past or let it come out in front of you, but in fact it's a law, so it's mandatory. You must hop out the way and let the bus come through. Often wanted to test the theory on if they're in the right-hand lane, they try and indicate left, if it's the same law. I suppose it would be, but the signage always says on the right-hand side. So Brisbane is a beautiful city, nice and clean. It's usually well maintained. See, a bit of courteousness. Let the old gentleman in front of me come in, keeps the flow of traffic going. You do get a lot of people that just try and race off and cut everyone off, but it doesn't achieve anything. You catch up to them at the next set of lights. I suppose we've all done that sort of thing in the past. I've done it a little bit when I was younger, used to race around. Doesn't actually get you anywhere. It just makes it more hazardous on the road. Alright, got the right lane this time, which is nice. This lane allows me to have my own lane when we come onto the Kingsford Smith Drive. A famous hotel there on the left-hand side, the Breakfast Creek Hotel. Has an interesting car. It's got grass carpet all over it. So now, instead of having to merge, I actually have my own lane. and my lane's added to this road now. Becomes a continuous part of the road. Up on top of the hill is some beautiful old houses. Very affluent area. If you have a great deal of money, I dare say you would be able to afford housing up there. Now we're tracking alongside the Brisbane River again, and there's one of our river cats. And I'm tracking along the orange and white river cats, so you can see they travel along at a reasonable speed. I'm doing 60 kilometres an hour and it's much faster than I am. That's the freedom of being out on the water. You can actually, travel at a reasonable speed. There is speed limits on the water, but depends on the stretch of water and where it's at. It's a really beautiful part of Brisbane. There's a lot of nice houses along the river that have their own private jetties and wharfs. A lot of businesses as well. One good thing about this gimbal, this handheld gimbal attachment that's attached to my tripod, it actually gives me the ability to pan around up or down. So if I'm stopped or if I'm safely able to do so, I can pan the camera around. Unfortunately, I can't see what it's seeing, so you never know, I might have panned it around and you look at my snorkel on my car instead of the sight that I hope you're going to see. It's currently 1:18. I'd like to get to work in the next 12 minutes or so. We can hope. See? People just aren't courteous and don't let people into traffic. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs you a fraction of time. I better go now, sorry mate. One thing about being courteous in traffic is one thing, but if you start to hold up the rest of the traffic, they get a bit annoyed with you. So do your bit, let traffic in, but don't overdo it and annoy people behind you. So hey guys, I've been known to help others in the YT community, so please leave a comment if you're not monetized yet and you're struggling for your hours. I'm happy to help out people that have good community bases and good channels. If you've got good content and good, you're got good videos, good content, and I like it, I will certainly try my best to help you out with some WH. I've helped quite a number of channels bridge the gap. So if you leave a comment in English, and like I say, you need to have some videos on there. I can't go onto a channel with no content. I can't watch nothing and support channels with no content. So leave a comment you need some support, I'll try and help. I can't promise the world, but I can certainly do a little bit. I currently have almost 1,300 subscribers to my channel. I'm subscribed to over 2,000 channels. I think I'm subscribed to somewhere in the vicinity much higher than that. There's channels I watched on YouTube prior to becoming a YouTuber myself. There's channels with really nice content that I love watching all the time, and that's where I really got involved with YouTube. I'm fortunate with my internet connection that's usually very stable, and I have unlimited data. Just depends on my laptop and how that's playing. But like I say, if you have some good content and need some support, that's what community is about. We all help each other. I've been on many live streams, and some of them have got really brilliant content. They really try and help each other. They really try and make sure we're living a good, clean, healthy life. And there's other channels out there that just go out to create more subscribers. Some of those programs are very helpful people. They'll help you through lots of, they'll give you lots of support, lots of views on your channel. So if you do the right thing by the channels that you subscribe to and the content that you like, support them. That's what we're here for, support each other. Other good live stream channels is AFAM TV. It's spelled AAFAM TV with a dot behind it, or an exclamation, a dot, whatever you want to call it. AFAM does live streams every day. They're really good friends. The Anthony's Family Show in Nigeria. Very nice channel. Very good community-based channel that go out of their way to help each other. My members, Riz's Life Journey and Healer 777, Mix TV, Paps Print TV. They're all very supportive channels. They all have really good content and go out of their way to help small YouTubers and help them with their WH. Whenever you have a premiere, there's always people on your premieres that pop up and support your channel. The important thing is, if a premiere pops up and you're not busy at work or you're not busy at home, it takes 5 minutes to watch or 20 minutes to watch someone's premiere. Be there and be supportive. Support each other and we'll grow together. This young chap seems to be a bit away from the road. Alrighty, Brisbane Airport on the right hand side. There's a plane taking off at the moment, which you won't be able to see. I'll try and pan around and, oops, the wrong way. Maybe you'll see some of the airport. Maybe I've driven past it too much for you. Never mind. So guys, I'm about to end my live stream. Thank you very much for joining my live stream today. I really appreciate the support, and please hit the thumbs up and put some comments if you like what I'm doing, if you think I should change things. I'm open to feedback. Feedback is a gift. I'll take that from one of my old bosses. Feedback is a gift. Feedback allows us to adapt and change rather than stay on the same path. Alrighty, we'll pan around to the right hand side. You can see my screen now, but I won't look at it. And as I've done yesterday, we'll go up a little bit past where the airport is and just see if we can see anything. I do have to get to work shortly, so I won't be taking too much time out. I'll try and get out a little bit earlier. I stayed up too late last night, got up very late this morning, which didn't help. So up here on the left hand side we have quite a number of airplanes lined up. A lot of them aren't being used at the moment. They're mothballed, so to speak, with the pandemic that we currently have. And certainly some nice planes out there. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining my live stream. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments. Love you all. God bless.